which trade, if you had to pick one, short UAL or long Spirit, would you pick, and why?
Well, I think short UAL is interesting here because some of those liability items that the company's been relying on to kind of, in my humble opinion, and I think pretty obviously, fluff up reported adjusted earnings, accrual earnings, start to run out, right? So when you see very little in the way of the lease fair value adjustment left, and it coming into the fourth quarter at like $6 million. It's nothing next to this. It used to be 10 times that in 2011 a quarter. And in the advanced purchase of Mile Line going away, how that affects revenue, I think that's interesting. I think the reality is that investors want to believe in UAL, and this is a market where belief has a lot of sway, right? As you've probably observed in things like Bitcoin and Tesla, are we really going to say UAL is as egregious as those? It's hard to short anything in this market. UAL has lagged. It actually went down last year. There have been problems there. But it's, I think the Spirit side, as it hits those easy comps, and consensus just seems so far off, and it doesn't seem particularly well followed, that's an interesting, I think it's probably an easier long. That may be my bias because the market just keeps rallying. But I think the long side for SAVE and the revaluation, the idea that that's worth the same multiple as the legacy carriers, I think is silly, and is more likely to revert in the fairly short term as they get through these easy comps than United, which has like a big structural cost problem that I hope people ask a lot about at the JP Morgan conference. What's going on with those? What's going on with those co-brand cash payments down by almost a third, or at least a quarter? It's not really supposed to happen. There's supposed to be a portfolio balance that pays them 2 cents, right, a mile, and it's not really supposed to be a something where you see that kind of cash volatility. It's in the K. It's not discussed in the K, at least that I can find in the text compare. So that's some pretty interesting stuff. But I think the SAVE side, comping the pilot disruptions should be a fairly easy short-term long this year.